So I just got home earlier from watching the new Jordan Peele produced and directed and starring Dev Patel action film Monkey Man, and let's talk about it. But before we get into the review, like I say in every video, subscribe down here, trying to get to 1K before 2025. Also follow me down here on Instagram, TikTok, Letterboxd, and Twitter. I post reviews on there as well, so follow me on all those. But without further ado, let's get into the review. So we're going to talk about the good first with this movie, but I walked out of this movie really, really liking it. I don't want to say I loved it because I wanted to love it more because both of the two trailers, 1 and 2 that they released, I really enjoyed. The music in the background, the fight scenes, the visuals, just everything about those trailers got me hyped for this movie. I was super excited. So I walked in, and like I said, I didn't love it, but I ended up liking it. And I definitely would watch it again. I definitely would. And I definitely recommend it as well. Dev Patel did a good job of acting in this movie along with directing it. Like, you see a lot of famous actors starring in their own film but directing it as well, and I know that can be a challenge. I mean, I know they probably have people who do that, especially Dev Patel probably have someone who helps direct, like a co-director, but besides that, did a fantastic job with that. He really did. And I apologize. I got my retainers today, so I kind of sound weird right now. You know, I had braces. I got them off the other day, but I got the Invisalign retainers or whatever they're called. But anyways, so he did a good job of directing and acting in the movie at the same time. He really did. I really like how this movie looks visually, and when you're watching it, like myself, I was sitting there and I was like, wow, this is like a visually good looking film. Like, it's a beautiful looking film, you know? And I don't know if they did green screen or blue screen or actually went to a location, you know? I would hope it'd be a location, but yeah, it was just watching it. It was just absolutely beautiful. Like, there's one scene, and you saw in the trailers, where a helicopter is going between buildings and stuff, and just the fight scenes overall, like the things that Dev Patel was doing in this movie, like, it's just, and you've seen most of it in the trailer, you know, but it's just it's just a good revenge story about him going after these guys that murdered his mother, and he's trying to stop them. It's a really, really good story overall. And the writing with the characters in this movie, you see Dev Patel, he has the best writing in this movie, obviously because he's the main character, but the growth that he goes through in this film and the character development we see in only this film, like, it's impeccable. It's like outstanding in my opinion. Like, I was sitting there just watching this character grow that we just met, and by the end of it, he accomplished his mission, you know, and he avenged his mother. And I don't think murder's right at all, but I'm talking about in the movie sense, you know, like, he basically showed those guys who's boss, and he did not play around at all. So I thought that was really interesting, you know. And this is the film that I wanted John Wick to be. Like, I like the John Wick movies, I really do. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan, you know. I'm not the biggest fan of the first John Wick film, to be honest. I'm really not. Second and third one I thought were okay, you know, so I'm not the biggest fan. I love the fourth one. Like, the fourth one is my favorite. One of my favorite movies of last year. I absolutely loved it. But this is the movie that I wanted John Wick to be, you know? Like, the action in the John Wick movies, especially the last one, was phenomenal, especially the last one. But I feel like this is the R-rated action that we needed in the John Wick movies, you know? And like I said earlier, like I mentioned earlier, the way Dev Patel, the choreography in this movie, the way he fights, the action, just the way he's handling these dudes, like, some scenes I had to look away. Like, during the John Wick movies, I didn't really have to look away, but in this one, ooh, like, it's rough. It's honestly really rough. So I had to look away at a few scenes, but overall the action was insane. Like, absolutely insane. And the build up to each fight in this movie, each one of those every build up in this movie to the fight scenes is great. Like you can tell that his character's rage in this movie, like each scene it keeps going up and up and up, and when he starts to, start fighting, his character's horrifying. Like he's horrifying. I would not want to mess with him at all. Like he is scary, and I don't know what his name is in this movie. They call him Bobby, but I don't know if that's his actual name in the movie or not. And you'll find out where he gets that name from. But there's actually a John Wick reference in here, and I did not see it coming, and I actually kind of liked it. I was like, huh, I like how they did that. So that, in a way, connects to that, and it's really cool how they did that. So now we're going to get into my negatives, and I really don't have many for this movie. I only have probably 3 or 4, maybe just 2, but let's talk about it. So like I said, I don't really have many negatives, but I do want to talk about a few that kind of, I wouldn't say really bugged me, but like I saw and I was like, I feel like that could have been done a little better, but, I still enjoyed the movie, so whatever. But the first negative is the story. I think the story was really good. I do, like I said earlier, it's a simple revenge story about a kid whose mom was murdered by these people. He's going after them. Basically John Wick. It's a John Wick story. But I feel like the story was kind of a mess in a way. Not a huge mess, but like in the movie you see the story go from past to present. And when they did that, I was like, usually I'm okay with that. I like when movies do that. But here I was like, I want to stay in the present, especially with the action scenes, and I'm like, I want to stay in the present. I want to see where this goes. I like the backstory, and it helps us know what's happening in the present, but I want to stay in the present so I can see this happen or that happen, So that was my first negative, the story. It's still a good story. It's just kind of all over the place in a way, but it's not my biggest gripe, And my second main gripe, it's not a huge gripe, but it also kind of is. We did get some really cool, well choreographed action in this movie. Like, it is absolutely insane. It's violent, bloody, brutal, disgusting. Like, it's crazy. But I feel like we could have gotten more. You know what I mean? And that's what I felt with John Wick Chapter 4 as well. I love John Wick Chapter 4. But I feel like even though the action was crazy, we didn't get enough of it, And it's kind of like that in the sense of like Marvel movies, for example. We want all these cameos, and say like Multiverse of Madness, we didn't get all those cameos, And like these action films like John Wick 4 and Monkey Man, you want to see these like non-stop action scenes throughout the whole entire scene or movie, I should say. And you get into the movie and it's not quite like that. You're like, did I set myself up for failure? Maybe, maybe not. I kind of wanted more, So I thought the action was great. I needed more of it, And my third negative, I think Dev Patel, as this is his first movie, this is his directorial debut. I think he did a wonderful job directing this film. I really did. He did a really fantastic job. He did a fantastic job directing this film. My main issue, though, and I know, first time directing, it's not going to go the way you want it to. There was a lot of shaky cam in this movie, especially during the fight scenes and like running scenes, Like there is a scene in this movie towards the beginning where a character steals another character's wallet and they like different characters take the wallet and then it passes down to another main character, And I thought that was a cool scene. I really did think it was cool. But the way that was directed, I was like, I can't really see what's going on, And the fight scenes, like they were going so fast, I just couldn't really see what's going on, even though I could, But like I needed it to slow down a bit, But overall, I mean, action scenes were fine. It didn't go too fast, but it did go fast. You know what I mean? So I was like, ooh, I can't see what's going on. I need this to slow down. But overall, those are my thoughts for Monkey Man. I really thoroughly enjoyed this film. I'm really glad I got to go see it today. I wanted to see it yesterday, but I didn't have a chance to. If I did, I would have went to go see it right away. I might go see First Omen soon. I'm seeing Civil War this Monday at 7 p.m. at an AMC theater. Now, I don't remember if I've ever been to an AMC theater. I actually talked about it with my mom a while back. I asked her, have I ever been to an AMC theater? Because I've always wanted to go. And she told me I have been when I was little, but I don't remember it. So in my mind, I'm like, I don't know if I've been. So I get to go to AMC theater. And it's an IMAX too. And I haven't been to an actual IMAX theater to see a movie since The Dark Knight Rises in 2012. So it's been a long time. So I'm very excited for that. Look out for that. There is an advanced screening near me Saturday the 13th for the Ministry of Ungenerated Warfare. Cannot wait to see that. So hopefully I get to go to that Saturday. Rebel Moon Part 2 is next week. Not particularly excited, but we'll see. First Omen, not particularly excited about either, but we'll have to see on that. So I'm excited for those. But like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed Monkey Man. I'd definitely watch it again, and I'd recommend it too. I'm going to give Monkey Man a 4 out of 5 stars. I had a blast with this movie. I'm already wanting to see it again. And like I said earlier, I definitely recommend y'all go watch it. It's just a fun revenge action type of John Wick film, you know. And if you're a huge action fan, if you're a huge John Wick fan, or Jordan Peele fan, you know, or Monkey Paw Productions fan, definitely go watch it. Because Jordan Peele produced this. So he's 4 for 4. I really like to Get Out, Us, Nope, and this. So he's 4 for 4, man. And Dev Patel did a great job directing it. He really did. So that'll wrap up this video. Like I said at the beginning of the video, subscribe down here. Trying to get to 1K before 2025. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Letterboxd. I couldn't almost say TikTok right. Sorry, these things. Follow me on all those for more reviews. I will post them down below. And until next time, I will talk to y'all later. Love y'all. Cheers.